of the criticisms that exist of Donald Trump, he right now has a 53% approval rating. It's higher than it's ever been. 70% believe that he's fulfilling his promises, and 45% believe Democrats should be more moderate. What do you take away? I think there's a lot to make of those numbers. What's your takeaway from that?
My takeaway is just like the election. We've got to do better at education. People don't understand. But you will understand when those hospitals in rural America start closing down even more. You will understand when you don't have your Social Security. You will understand when your Medicaid, your Medicare goes away. You will understand as planes continue to fall out of the sky. Soon you will understand why it's important to maybe have somebody that isn't loud and ridiculous, and maybe Sleepy Joe is what we wanted because we could at least sleep at night.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Amen.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Entire first term, just 11 days, Donald Trump had a net positive approval rating. Compare that to the second term just so far. Every single day of Trump's second term so far, he has been on the positive side of the ledger. 21 days, all 3 weeks. That's already 10 more days than he was in his entire first term.
Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Give me a follow on X at @green_Jericho. Give me a follow on Instagram at JGTalk2, and make sure you like and subscribe to this very channel right here. You saw it right there. If you look at who's upset, that lets you know how you should feel. So if CNN and The View and that racist little ghetto troll Jasmine Crockett are upset, then you know things are going right. You know Americans are winning. As long as planes keep falling out of the sky, your Social Security is going to run out. That's Trump's fault. And she's not saying anything. She's not delivering any facts. It's all emotion. That's all it is. When this runs out, when that runs out, planes falling out of the sky, there's no data to back that up. There are no statistics to back that up. It's just emotions. That's who they play to. Trump proved to them on November 5th, or we proved to them on November 5th, that their emotional bullshit is not going to work because we need results. They've learned nothing. They haven't changed. They're going to keep barreling down that path of progressivism and wokeism that leads to absolutely nothing. It's Trump's fault that it's Trump's fault that the Canadian airplane, and Canada is another country, in case there are any Jasmine Crockett supporters out there. Canada is not America. I know we're connected, but it's a different country that Trump's not in charge of. But it's Trump's fault that that plane landed, went upside down, and crashed. Luckily, nobody was killed. The plane crash in D.C., that was Trump's fault. Involving the airplane and the Black Hawk helicopter, that was Trump's fault. And wasn't that Canadian flight all female? Nah, anyway. Never mind, we'll get to that later. There's no room for facts right now. But they're pissed off. They're up in arms. They're jumping there. What do they say? They're hopping mad. His approval ratings are higher than they were even in his first term. I think, and I heard some people say that, and I thought that myself, but at the time, you can think something that something needs to happen, and maybe it doesn't, you're right, but to go through it is something else. So to sit there and say, man, back in 2020, Trump loses, it's bullshit, it was stolen from us, but maybe we need to go through these 4 years and then we'll get Trump again on the other side. And we did. But going through those 4 years was a son of a bitch. But we are through those 4 years, and Trump is back in office, and the left is pissed off, and I love it.
Our CBS poll finds that a majority of Americans, 53%, approve of the job he's doing. That's a better approval number than he ever reached during his first term in the White House. Joining us with more is our Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto. Good to see you, Anthony. What's driving this?
I will keep it simple, Margaret. He's doing, in the eyes of the public, what he said he would do in the campaign. There's political value in that. In fact, 70% of people say he's doing what he promised. That's whether they approve of him or not. Now, there's another part of this that continues over from the campaign. There were words that he was described as being tough, being energetic, and he still is today in big majority numbers.
People lie, numbers don't. And like he said, whether you voted for him or not, it doesn't matter. He's doing what he said he would do, and there has to be a level of respect that comes with that. Now, I might not have voted for him, but he is doing exactly what he said he would do. And I'm going to do a video later today where they're floating the idea, has to pass through Congress, of course, but they're floating the idea of once they reach $2 trillion in Doge savings, the corruption, corruption, abuse, and fraud. Once Doge reaches $2 trillion in Doge savings, they're talking about sending out a tax return check to 80 million Americans, and it's not a stimulus because we're not printing money to cover this because it's coming from the fat we're trimming from all these government programs. So we'll talk about that in a different video. But he's doing exactly what he said. I'm going to do another video on 8 cartels being officially designated as terrorist groups. Now, these designations are important because once you fall under a certain group, then we have certain things that we're allowed to do, certain jurisdictions and certain boundaries we're allowed to cross or that don't even exist. You can get the FBI involved. You can start going into their finances and things like that. And you can also put special forces on the ground. I don't know. Like I said, that's in another video. But to see The View, to see this little chocolate Klanswoman, Jasmine Crockett, all pissed off, espousing lies, you know that something is going right. And here's another lie that they're espousing. Trump, he's just going to go ahead and do away with the Constitution, just like that. Abracadabra.
Giving them hell. I don't know about that. They giving me hell, honey.
Yeah, but you give it right back to them. A lot of them don't do that.
Absolutely. It's a must in this environment,
That's
though,
right.
Because they will steamroll right over you. And unfortunately, we see that ever since day one, baby, that pen been going and it ain't stopped. And it's steamrolling over all of our rights and our liberties and our freedoms and everything that we thought was the foundation of this country, our Constitution.
Yes.
Seems like we're saying, well, nope. With a pen, get rid of the Constitution. With a pen, get rid of impoundment and other laws that exist.
What the fuck? The Constitution, rights, freedoms, with the stroke of a pen, it's gone. So is the Constitution powerful at all if with just the stroke of a pen, a president could just do away with the powers of the Constitution, to do away with our rights and freedoms? Are you stupid? You saw the amount of people that showed up on January 6, 2021, because we had one election stole from us. How many people do you think would show up if they were getting rid of the Constitution? Trump's presidency is rooted in the Constitution. He's restoring the powers of the Constitution. But again, the ones who were jumping up and down, calling the other side racist, those are the biggest racists. The ones who were jumping up and down saying that he is trying to destroy the Constitution, they're the ones trying to destroy the Constitution. Know that. Know that when the people who are wrong, because there is right and wrong, yes, it's my opinion. Sure, but your opinion only goes so far. There are lines in the sand that we have to draw, and there are things that are right, and there are things that are wrong. And the left is wrong. The progressives are wrong. To say that the Constitution is being taken away with the stroke of a pen is wrong, but it's all connected. I love to use the analogy of somebody carrying a bunch of balloons. Let's say you have 15 different balloons, and they're filled with helium. They're floating in the sky, and you're holding all 15. So you look at all those 15 balloons and you see all 15 strings going down, and the strings go into one hand. It might be 15 different balloons. It might be 25. It might be 100 different balloons. But all of the strings of all of those balloons lead back to one hand. And all of these lies that they're espousing, Trump is destroying the Constitution, he's doing away with our rights and our liberties, and he's going to be a dictator, and he's going to take this country back, and he's going to start World War III. This is just another part to their plan. All these parts are going back to one plan. All these balloons and strings are leading back to one thing. This is what they want to do. Do not forget this shit.
Take a look at what happened. ready.
Are we ready?
Hands up. Hands up.
Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move?
Clear. We're
Let's
clear.
move.
We're clear.
Let's move.
We're clear.
Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold on, your head is bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. My shoes.
Watch out.
Wait.
Remember that? Remember, that was all part of their plan to stop him from running for office, to get back into the presidency. The lawfare, the assassination attempts. Remember, there was more than one. The guy on the golf course raiding Mar-a-Lago, calling him a threat to democracy, calling him a Nazi, calling him a fascist, trying to get somebody to do something. Remember that? All that stuff didn't work. Now he's in office. They're not done yet. Just because he made it across the finish line doesn't mean they go, oh well, we tried to stop him. He's in there. Forget it. Everybody pack it up. We're out of here. Nope. Wrong. They're not done yet. This is part of that. This is phase 2. They're not just going to give up. They're not just going to pack it in. Well, next time, maybe we'll try back in 2028. They got us on this one. Nope. They're still continuing that. They're still trying to get him out of office somehow. They're still trying to tarnish his presidency. They don't give a shit. They don't care about the truth. They're not in the business of the truth. If they were, they wouldn't have this little turd up there talking about how no more Constitution. And you, the American people, you guys are just dumb. She said it's about education. People need to be educated. They don't understand. You don't understand what's going on. That's what it is. Because if they understood, the American people wouldn't have voted him in. So it's not anything that they're doing that's wrong. It's not anything in their messaging that's wrong. It's not that they're too progressive and they're too extreme. No, it's none of that. It's just that you don't understand. You're not smart enough. That's what they do no wrong. They're not imperfect. You just don't understand. It's you clown. But you're going to understand when you're Social Security and you're Medicaid and you're Medicare. No facts, no reasoning, no logic, just emotion, just some slogans, just some shit that sounds good, just stuff to play to your emotions. Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. That's all it is. It's not them. You just don't understand. The nerve. You just don't understand. But Trump has the highest ratings he's ever had. He's had more, like the guy said in the clip, he's had more days of 10 plus already than all 4 years. He hasn't even been there a month. Guys, today's only the 19th. Tomorrow will be a month. He's blown those ratings, those approval ratings from his first term out of the water. It's not even close. And they are pissed, and I love it. And remember, you guys, when you're faced with these liberal tears, I know there's buckets of them. There's barrels of them full of liberal tears, and they look so delicious because you've been parched over these last 4 years. I get it. But remember, sip the liberal tears. Do not chug. You don't want to give yourself a tummy ache. So what say you? What do you think about this? Do you think they're still continuing their ploy to end his presidency? What do you think of these approval ratings? Are these sustainable? Do you believe in polls at all? You just say, polls don't mean shit. They said this was going to happen, but this happened over here. I love it, and I believe firmly that if you look at the people who are upset, that'll let you know how you should feel. And if the left is upset, we're doing good. But you know how we do in these. We have a little good gun. I like to end I like to end these, because unfortunately, most of the things that I cover here, it's not good news. Sometimes it's shitty. So we like to end on a good note where we have Americans flexing their Second Amendment muscle and giving the bad guy what they deserve. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.
One of the biggest functions of the Doge team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually
Northwest Miami-Dade with the latest. Ben, what happened in this confrontation?
Good morning, Eric. It has been 12 hours since the shooting, and the scene is now clear at this hour. You can still see signs of the investigation. In fact, there is yellow tape on the trees surrounding this home. This is where that suspected burglar was shot and killed by a homeowner.
He got shot, but I don't know how he got shot.
Miami-Dade police say he was a suspected burglar, a 17-year-old who was shot and killed by a homeowner in Northwest Miami-Dade.
She observed a subject exiting the home through the rear. At that point, there was some type of a quick confrontation. Shots were fired.
Officers say the homeowner, a 54-year-old woman, left her home around 5:30 Thursday night, only to return moments later after her alarm went off. It's there that she was met by an intruder.
The lady came out, went to shoot, shot one time, and shot him in the chest.
And who was Trayvon to you?
My brother, my little brother.
Family says the teen killed is Trayvon Johnson. It's not clear if he had a weapon as detectives continue to talk to the homeowner.
If there's any type of situation where you believe you're being robbed or there's a burglary of any sort, and you have an opportunity to avoid the situation and let the police handle it, we're trained for these type of situations, and this is what we're here for.